No, I don't wanna be killed. Rehearsing the righteous acts real. Yeah, I know the drill. Christ came in, he sealed the deal. Damn, how a heathen feel. Work don't stop when I'm off the clock. Get off work, I hit the block. Fishing for my people, trying to get them to the kingdom. Fly missions, hope they listen. Trying to give them what they missing. Stop the sinning or you finish. Yeah, the Most High, he gon' get you. Gotta go out in the streets and teach and gather the flock. Lace my boots, get off my ass, cause this truth can't be stopped. It's a dire need for my people who need to be taught. The Most High
call me an answer. Who gonna punch that clock? Who gonna go to the block? Who gonna get to the flock? Prophesy non-stop. Who gonna teach this truth? Who gonna lace up their boots? Hit the streets, let's move. Shake the hand and regroup. The Most High.
He took. No matter if at the end of the day, no matter if I'm calling you an Israelite or if I'm calling him what he is or whatever, this whole planet is ours. No matter if we spread it out or not. No matter what name we go by.
Right.
No matter where we at on this planet, it's ours.
Right, exactly.
Because no matter how far you dig, every time you dig, you're gonna get black. That's what you're gonna get. And the history gonna start at the root, and that's in the ground.
But everybody black is not the same people.
That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying me and you.
No, me and you. But we're gonna show you that. 2 Ezra 6 and 54. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is our earth.
So no matter where we go on this earth, and no matter what we call ourselves, this is ours.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, bro. I do not disagree with you. I'm gonna read it in the Bible for you too. Watch, read that.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
So Adam he was the first, and he was the Lord of all creatures. So Adam was the first one. Keep reading.
Of him come we all.
So we all come from Adam. When you see white people out here, when you see Chinese, we all come from Adam. Read.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people who he chosen. So that's a separation. Now he's talking about us. We the people that he chosen. So everybody come from Adam, but we got a certain people that he chose. Read.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
He made this whole world for his chosen people. That's me and you. But what happened to us? So what he was going through when we go to Deuteronomy 28, what happened to us? We lost it. So we're going to go back to, give me Isaiah 1 and 3. I'm going to show you something. What happened was we lost it, but guess what? We're going to get it again.
Right now, what I'm saying is this.
Yeah.
He's saying the transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
Once we got even over here, we found remnants of ourselves.
No, you're right.
So that means we had to be over here before your time.
And I'm gonna tell you a history. I'm gonna tell you a history of how we got over here. So during the time King Solomon was around, King Solomon was the richest and most wisest king.
Right.
King Solomon had boats. Right. So to get the wood and to get he would come here.
Yeah. Right.
So this is where you find those Olmec statues, and you find the Toltecs and the Aztecs, all that. That was our people.
Right.
And even though we say Native Americans, that's their people. That's our people too. The Native Americans. That's why we say the Native Americans, Hispanics, and the blacks. We all the same people. But when they got colonized, their skin started lighting up because that happened in 1492 when they was doing that. They was mixing with them so they light up. Well, yeah, we was over here.
We was already
this whole world is ours. We was everywhere in this whole world. But that's why he said. But the majority of us, the so-called blacks, because I'm Native American, but the so-called blacks, that's when a lot of us came over here during the transatlantic slave trade. There was 2 popes. There was Pope Alexander and Pope Nicholas. They had papal bulls. So these people would come over here and say, hey, you got the right. If they don't agree to whatever you say, you got the right to colonize them and take them over. But the Lord let them have it because of something we did. That's what we're trying to read right now. No, you're absolutely right. This whole world is ours. We've been everywhere in this world, and then we've also shipped to this whole world. But we're going to get our land back. The land of Jerusalem is just not that little part. Our land is just not that little part. The whole land is Africa. Give me Isaiah 11:11.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 11 and verse 11. And it shall come to pass.
Right.
In that day that the Lord shall set his hand against the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
The Lord is coming to get his people, read.
His people.
Which shall be left from Assyria.
From Assyria, that was our land, read.
And from Egypt.
We got people that's in Egypt, read.
And from Pathros.
Pathros, that's up in Egypt.
And from Cush.
Cush, that's Ethiopia.
And from Elam.
Elam, that's India.
And from Shinar.
And from Shinar, read.
And from Hamath.
Hamath.
And from the islands of the sea.
That's St. Thomas. That's all the islands of the sea, even the islands over here. So when you get the Bahamas, Trinidad, we were scattered everywhere. But we was everywhere because a lot of people think that the transatlantic slave trade started in 1619. No, they kicked us out of Portugal and Spain, so we had to find places to go. Our Native Americans, we're gonna get 2nd Ezra 13 and 40, right? Watch, I'm gonna show you something that happened with our people before the transatlantic slave trade. Watch this, read that.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40.
Read.
Those are the 10 tribes.
So these are the 10 tribes. So it was 12 tribes of Israel, but it was really 13. One tribe don't exist anymore because they was that's the tribe of Dan. So watch this. These are the 10 tribes that came over. Read.
Those are the 10 tribes that were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
So during that time, there was an Assyrian Persian Mede. So these are the 10 tribes. They was carried away prisoners. Read.
In the time of O.C. the king, whom Salmanazar,
the Syrian king,
the king of Assyria, led away captive.
So he took our brothers and sisters. This is who you call your Native Americans and those so-called Hispanics. They was dark as us. Read.
And he carried them over the waters.
So he carried them over the waters. Read.
And so came they unto another land.
So they came to another land. So this now is telling you how we got over this land. Let's talk about this land over here. Watch, read.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
So they had to get a counsel. They say, look, we're tired of being over here, keep going in captivity. We're going to counsel amongst ourselves since we're free right now, and we're going to go to another land. Read.
That they will leave the multitude of the heathen.
They want to leave the heathen, read.
And go forth into a farther country.
America, which was, they would call it Turtle Island, or they had many names for America. That we're going to see one of the names they're going to call it in here, and this is how Christopher Columbus found this place. Read.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Read.
That they might there keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land.
So what they want to do, they wanted to get away from all the heathen, because every time we get into captivity, we had to do what they say do. We had to learn their ways. You know, that's why we here now. That's why we all believed in a white Christ at one time, because we had to learn the heathen ways. They said, well, now we tired of that. We gonna go so we can learn our ways again. Read.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
So when you're looking at the map, this is Africa right here. This is like the Euphrates right here. So they came this way. Read.
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over.
So the Most High, he got it them. He said, okay, I want them to go over there. So he got them. He held still all the floods. They came around this way. Then they started coming up. And this is before the transatlantic slave trade. Read.
For through that country, there was a great way to go.
So it took a year and a half. It's gonna tell you, read.
Namely of a year and a half.
So for us to get here, around this way, back over here, to this area right here, it took a year and a half because the Most High had to stop the floods. You know what I'm saying? Read.
And the same region is called Osiris.
That's the name of America. We're gonna show you. You got Osiris?
Somebody Google Osiris.
Somebody Google Osiris for me. So I'm gonna show you what Osiris means. Okay, give it to her. Read. Watch it. This is Osiris. Read that.
The name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of men, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell. Right. Observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration.
Until Christ come back. Read.
According to Second Ezra, Columbus identified.
So, wait, who did?
Columbus.
Christopher Columbus. Read.
Identified America with this land.
He read the Bible and said, guess what? The Israelites are on that side over there. We need to go and take them captive. We need to go and colonize them. We need to go up there and take all their resources.
That ain't correct.
Not
for Columbus didn't do that.
No,
what happened with Columbus was he ran across the Nino brothers. The Nino brothers was the boats that he rented. He rented them from black men. The black men took him from Spain because they were Moors and took him from Spain.
The Moors are black people, but
I know, but I'm talking about the boats that he was on came from 3 black brothers named the Nina brothers.
right, look, this what I'm saying.
Nina brothers.
There was more than 3 boats. This is what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying you said Columbus was the one.
But
You
it was Ferdinand and Isabel gave him the money to come. They were white, but they hated black people. They was the one.
Columbus ain't had nothing to do with that journey because
No,
they
that
was
journey-
already going over there. The Moors was already coming.
There's a
back and
movie.
forth.
There's a movie called 1492. They tell you the history. The white people know the history. They try to hide it from us.
The
Christopher
Moors
Columbus.
was always coming. Always.
But
coming.
I know. But yeah, we was coming even before then. That's why I said that's why we got the Olmecs and
And that's
Cheltacs.
how they figured
But
it
with-
out.
but
They
with
read
this-
the boats from the Moors.
But this right
they
here-
didn't know how to navigate.
But it's reading through the Bible, so it's saying that this is how they got over here. But Christopher Columbus said he found the land because he read this in the Bible. The time of Ezra was like 500, 600, 700,
So you
720
telling me
BC.
the Nina brothers didn't bring him over here?
No, it was right. They had so many.
No, I'm
books. It
talking
wasn't
about
just-
Christopher Columbus.
No, Christopher, look up. Isabella and Ferdinand gave him. I don't know who they both the boats.
Look
from.
it up.
That's
Since
what I'm
y'all
trying to
had
tell
me
you.
looking up stuff, look up
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know who he
Because I'm
bought
not
from.
going to say no fake references.
all I
I'm
know-
telling you what I know too.
Right.
I know some black
Hold on,
brothers,
hold on. Yeah,
like me and you, took Christopher Columbus from Spain over here and showed him the route
But
because
you know
he didn't know
what?
the
Hey,
way to get over
But
here.
even before
And
Columbus,
their names was the
hey,
Nina brothers.
even before Columbus, there was the Gaul.
Right.
I mean, there was the Gaul and stuff like that. Now they were blacks, but these people were from Torquemada. So that's when you got the Spanish Inquisition and stuff like that. They were black, but their mind was destroyed because they believe in white supremacy. So yeah, they had other people that came through here, but the majority, when Christopher Columbus came, Pope Alexander VI, and they gave him the money to come over here and conquer the Native Americans and the Hispanics. Now, when it comes to Pope Nicholas, he's the one who gave him permission to destroy the people in Africa, St. Tome and stuff like that, and then come over here and do that. So it was many things that happened, but when we try to read right here, this right here is filtering through the Bible, saying that when they came up, Christopher Columbus read the Bible, he read Ezra, and he said, this is where that land. And I'm not saying who sold the book to him, whatever. I'm just saying he read the book and then he came over here and they got a movie about it. And here's the thing, when they got over here, there was Montezuma. Now I'm going through history because I got history.
I know what you're
So
talking about.
Montezuma said, it was already told the prophecy was going to happen. He said, when you see those white people, know then you're getting ready to go into slavery. You're getting to be colonized. So they already knew. When they saw him, they say, hell about to start. So they knew that. But the only thing I'm going into right here is that this place was called Osiris at one point.
Well, I get what you're saying. Well, see, what people don't understand, and like people that's watching this, they don't understand that you got to make references of what kind of people you talking about. See, when you say Indian to some people, they thinking it's that. And that ain't it.
Right.
See, we was the Indians.
No.
They had afros and braids and the same thing
Right.
we got now.
They had a little bit of both.
Okay,
They had a both.
watch this.
Go ahead,
Let me finish.
go ahead.
All right. So what that is when you telling people this, you got to let them know that people that look like us already was over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the slave trade went both ways. People that was over
what
here
you said.
had to go to Africa.
That's what you said.
And people that was in Africa had to come over here. It ain't just like one way. You got to explain that because it ain't just one way. It's you make it look like, everybody came from Africa. That ain't the case.
No, I didn't say that because I told you some came from
I'm
Portugal.
saying people
some came
believe
from
in
Spain.
that. We was taught that. We was taught.
Yeah.
We was taught
I'm
that.
Native American. So you can see me, but
Right. Majority of us was taught that we came over here on slave
But you also got to understand too.
But that ain't it.
Some of the Native Americans also mixed with the Chinese. I don't know if you heard of the Benzion ice bridge and all that stuff like that. They had the Benzion.
Right.
They mixed with them, so that's why their skin color is like that right now. That was still our people. Their forefathers and the Hispanic were still dark skinned.
Right.
But even over there, remember, they went to idolatry, so they started mixing with the East Indians. They started mixing with the Persians. So that's why their hair started getting long. Like you see some Indians, but they black as I don't know what, but they still got that white straight hair. So it started happening. Even our people, we got light-skinned people because we started mixing with the other nations. Give me Hosea where it said cake unturned. What was that? Yeah, watch this. I'm gonna show you, this is what God compares the Hispanics and Native Americans. This is how he compares it.
Hosea 7 verse 8.
Read.
Ephraim, he have mixed himself among the people.
So Ephraim has mixed itself among different nations. That's why they look the way they look. All the Native Americans and Hispanics. Read.
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
So it's a cake not turned. If you take a pancake and you don't turn it, one side gonna be black as I don't know what, because you never turn it, but the other side gonna be light. So God is telling you, these are black people, but they just have light skin. some of these people. But some of them still have their dark features too. I mean, like I said, look at me. Look at my dad, my grandfather, whatever like that. We're from the White Mountain Apache tribe in Arizona. But we still have kinky hair, but guess what?
Now, you said that the father, if your father was white, and your mama was black, that you would be considered an Edomite.
Whatever your father is, that's what you are. I'm gonna show you what.
No, I ain't finished.
I'm gonna read the scripture. Good.
So when the races get the mixing, and the white men having babies by these Israelites, they babies looking like this, and they are considered Edomites, right?
They're considered Edomites, yeah.
Would that be because the percentage of that white man that's have been inside that woman made that baby?
It would be because the percent.
No, I'm saying, does that man bring down the value of that baby?
Yeah, definitely.
So every time a white man have a baby with a black woman,
right,
it brings down the stature of that child.
Exactly.
Okay, watch this. So when that child decides to get with somebody, and that child is a male, and say the woman was black, was that consider her baby an Edomite also?
Because it goes by the father.
Okay, so if that brings down, if a white man having a baby with a black woman takes the Israelite out of the child, then how is this considered that?
Okay, so with that one right there, now remember, we talk about the father's line. So if the father's white and the mama's black, it'd be an Edomite.
Right.
But there was a reversal too. So the father was Indian or whatever like that and messed with white girls. Or the father was Hispanic also and messed with white girls. Where's the scripture in Hosea say, close their room in the Protestant?
9 and 14.
Huh?
9 and 14.
Yeah, give me that 9 and 14 verse. Keep that in number. Give me that.
The book of Hosea, chapter 9 and verse 14.
Read.
Give thee, O Lord, what would thou give? Give them a miscarrying womb.
So this is what happened. Now Hosea, he is the prophet to the northern kingdom. That's the Hispanic and Native American, so-called Native American. I say so-called because they're not Native American. We are the people of the book. So he's like, this is what the Lord did because there was the conquistadors was raping those women. So this is what the Lord did. Read it again from the top.
Give them a miscarrying womb.
So the Lord, Hosea prays and Lord, give those women a miscarrying womb so they don't bring forth white babies. Read.
And dry breasts.
And dry breasts so that the child would die because they can't get their nerves to out there. So the Lord did, and he also did it for the blacks and slavery. A lot of times when if you ever notice now, when you in the black community, when you're in a white community, you'll see fertility clinics everywhere because they can't have children like we can. But when you come to they have Planned Parenthood and ours because they're trying to kill us because we having too many babies. So even if they slept with like just say the slave master slept with a black woman, not all the time they have babies because they not fertile like we are. We have the babies. We procreate. And the Lord made it like that. So go back to Numbers 1 and 18. Let me show you. I'm gonna prove something to you.
This is the book of Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18.
Read.
And they assembled all the congregation together in the first day of the second month.
Read.
And have declared their pedigree.
Their pedigree. This is their heritage. This is how you declare your heritage. Read.
After their fathers.
After the fathers.
Hold on. Let me read that over. Declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
By the house of their father. So whatever your father is, that's where your pedigree is. So if your father black or so-called African American, everybody come down. Is going to be African American until he have a girl and she mess with, like just say she mess with a white man. Then now her lineage. Remember Kizzy on the Roots? So she had the white man baby. So that ended the whole strong black line. That's where it cut out right there. Right. We speaking the same thing, but you got some knowledge on. We speaking the same thing. But that's why we come out here, because we just got to show our people these things because they don't realize they're the greatest people to walk the face of the earth. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And you can tell that because we got an Olympics every 4 years.
Yep.
And the world brings forth their best athletes or so-called warriors.
Right.
And we dominate. Can't nobody beat us running. Can't nobody beat us jumping. Can't nobody beat us fighting. Can't nobody beat us doing nothing.
Hey, remember the last Olympics? They tried to bring that white girl in, but who beat her?
Right.
The Jamaican girls.
Right. So this is the reason why I've said the Olympics, because you this is the whole world on TV.
That's right.
So these the whole world's athletes.
Yep.
So that's us against the world, and we dominate.
And they know that.
Okay.
But not only in sports, but think about this. Who the best musicians, the best singers? We are.
Go on and on and on and on.
The best, our swag.
Right.
Why they want breast implants and butt injections and lip injections?
We the trendsetters of the world.
You're absolutely right. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you what God says. Why? Read that.
There's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Read.
For thou art an holy people.
Because our people, the chosen people, are a holy people. Read.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee
He chosen thee. Remember, we said he had a chosen people. He has chosen us. Read.
to be a special people.
Special people. Read.
Unto himself.
For himself.
Above.
Wait, below.
Above.
Equal to.
Above.
Above what?
All people that are upon the face of the earth.
We the greatest thing to walk this earth.
That's right.
That's right.
But what happened to us? Let me show you what happened
That's
to us. Give me Isaiah 1 and 3.
That's exactly right.
We're the greatest people on the face of the earth.
Right.
There's the book of Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3.
Read.
The ox knoweth his
So
owner,
the oxen are served by a dumb animal. He know his owner, right? Read.
and the ass his master's
And
crib.
the ass know where he live at. You could drop an ass off, a donkey off a mile away. He'll find his way home. Read.
But Israel,
Who?
but Israel
God's chosen people, the greatest people on the face of the earth,
does not know.
they don't know who they are.
My people,
They don't know who their God is. They don't know where they're really from. That's why we out here. Read.
my people does not consider.
They do not consider. They don't consider how a white man can kneel on your neck for 9 minutes and get away with it. They don't consider how you can run into somebody's house in somebody else's house thinking it's your house and shoot them and get away with it. They don't realize why we going through all that stuff. You seen that stuff happen with Rasheem Carter recently up in Mississippi, whatever like that? They took that man's skull off, cut his spine out, and then the police tried to cover it up. Why? Because God's trying to tell you that our people do not consider why this is happening to them. Give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 1 first.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
Read.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy
He
God,
said, if you listen to my voice, read,
to observe and to do all my
and
commandments,
if you do all my commandments,
which I command thee this day,
read,
that the Lord thy God will set thee on
he
high
said he was going to put us on high if we did exactly what he said.
above all nations of the earth.
Remember, he already said that earlier, we're above all nations. Now watch, this is the flip side. So you can know what we chose when the Lord, what happened, why we in the condition we're going to show you what we chose. This is the flip side.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass,
Read.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy
So
God,
if you don't listen,
to observe to do all my commandments,
and if you don't listen and do his commandments, read,
and his statutes which I command thee this day,
Uh-huh.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
He said, curse, if you don't do what I say do, he said all these curses are going to come upon you and overtake you. Watch the first curse, read.
Curse shall thou be in the city,
When you go to any city in the United States or even the world, where do you find our people at? If you want to find all our people, you're either going to find them on the reservation, you're going to find them in the scatter sites, or you're going to find them in the hood. Because that's a curse. We got a couple of people that got money.
That's not just a curse, bro. That's like strategic. They want us in the areas they got us in.
Right, but the Lord,
That's strategic.
no, you're right, but the Lord put that in their mind to do that because we was disobedient. That's what he's saying.
Right,
It's-
that's strategically done. They
Yeah, but
got us in these neighborhoods because of poverty.
Right.
You know, poverty brings forth every sin you can think of.
Right.
Because when you poor and can't feed somebody, and I got to go out here and rob, steal, kill, whatever I got to do to
Right.
get it, the poverty bring that on. So if you keep me in a weak point, if you keep me at a weak state,
Right.
then you know you're going to get the worst out of me. That's
Right.
common sense.
And think about it. So think about this. So what's the name of West Side in East Lake?
Right,
East
they
Lake?
call project.
That's a
And that's
project. And that's what they do. They put
And
them all
that's why
together.
That's strategically
That's
done.
done. It's done. It is.
Right.
But guess what? The Lord put their spirit on him to do that to us because we read earlier. He said, if you don't listen to me, I'm going to put a curse. I'm going to show you something. Give me that when Deuteronomy 28 and 40. Is it 46?
About the same.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46.
Read.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign,
All these things are going to be upon you for a sign. You're going to know who the chosen people are. Read.
and for a wonder,
And you're going to wonder, why are we in these conditions? Some people don't know. Read.
and upon thy seed forever.
Even your children got to go through that. Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and gladness of the heart.
Because we wouldn't serve the Lord thy God with joyful and gladness of heart. We want to do what we want to do. We want to do what the white folks want to do. You know, there was a thing called Baal Peor. So what they did in Baal Peor, it was called the Lord of the Opening. So that means they'll put their mouth on anything, on a plot hole, on anything. The Lord says, y'all my chosen people, why the hell are y'all doing that shit? Read.
For the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So he said, now, because you did this, I'm going to make sure you serve your enemies since you didn't want to serve me. And this is why we have to serve the white people. I'm going to show you this. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So the Lord sent them against them. Remember, you just said that it's set up like that. Because the Lord sent them and said, I want you to do this to my children. And like the Lord is our Father. Like if you got children, and if your child did something wrong, what you going to do?
Right, you got this.
You got discipline. So the Lord said, I want these white people to do this to my children now.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example.